So as you saw by that super long filmmaker style intro that I have, the Insta360 One R, and yeah, this thing is really interesting. And I've had it for about a month or so now, and I feel like I've given it a pretty decent test. But just a quick mention, I did that intro, you know, just for fun. It's my YouTube channel, so, you know, just want to change things up a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting for you guys, rather than just the same standard boring reviews. But it's actually extra effort to do that kind of stuff. So if you do like it, please give this video a thumbs up. So now I'm going to run through pretty much the pros and cons of what I found with the Insta360 One R. Now, firstly, I have been given the 1-inch Leica version, which you can see right here. It has that 1-inch sensor. So, you know, the image quality is slightly better on this version in comparison to the other versions. Now, the first pro of this, it jumps out at me at the most, and you know, that would have to be the modularity. Now, this action camera is modular, and you're able to purchase the 360 version on this, or just the single regular version. Yeah, it seems to have a better image quality than regular action cameras because it has that 1-inch sensor. But the ability to have 360 as well on this, so all you need to do is just take it off and, you know, chuck on the 360 adapter. It's that simple. It's super quick and easy to change up. Absolutely love that. It is definitely one of the biggest pros of this, is that it is completely modular. Now, another pro of it being modular is the screen. As you can see here, I've got the front-facing screen at the moment, but it is purely up to you what you want to have, front-facing or rear-facing, depends on how you're going to be using it. No, it's not as fast as the Hero 9 or the Osmo Action when it comes to switching directions, because you obviously have to take it off, switch it around, chuck it back on, there, and it's rear-facing. And it's rear-facing now, so it's not as fast because obviously the GoPro, it's click of a button, or you can have both of them running, or even the Osmo Action, you just hold the button and it switches to the front. So it's not as fast, but nonetheless, the Insta One R still has that option that you can switch it from front to back. Now, the Insta360 has a great app that you can actually download onto your smartphone or your computer. Now, you can access more features within this app. So you are actually able to stabilize the footage in post, because it does use gyro data just like the A7S III. Now, you can see it makes a massive difference to the footage. This is obviously the regular footage. Now, this is the footage in post with the flow state stabilization. Now you can see it doesn't seem to be absolutely perfect, but it still works incredible compared to the original. Now, another pro with the app is that you can actually export the footage and choose a different field of view. Now, that is really good to have. You can actually choose between the 4 modes of narrow, linear, wide, and ultra wide. Now, it does, I guess, seem to record fully in ultra wide at all times, and then it would be able to crop in and de-warp it a little bit, whichever one you actually choose, which, you know, is a really good feature to have, because if you do end up sort of, I suppose, missing something in the frame, you can just go out a little bit wider in post, and then you'll be able to capture it in frame, which, you know, is really cool. Now, when exporting your footage from the software as well, you do have the option to remove grain off your footage. Now, it actually does work. I was a little bit skeptical at first, and I did zoom into, I think it was like 200 or 250%, and it doesn't make a massive difference, but you can actually see it in the shadows. I did actually have to boost the regular footage and then the grain remover footage up by 100% in the shadows, just so I could see the difference. But you can see it's not as mushy in the shadows as it is to the other one. It just, you know, it's very grainy. It's actually quite clean. It actually doesn't look too bad. Now, this is actually quite significant, because low light performance, this is actually already better than the Hero 9. And then after processing, this makes the low light performance way better than the Hero 9 because of that little feature right there. And obviously the 1-inch sensor. Now, ND filters are available with Freewell, which you can obviously see right here. I've got the UV filter by Freewell, but you can see here I have the day pack by Freewell, which is really cool to have, because if you do want that nice natural looking motion blur, ND filters are the way to go. And Freewell, I think, are the only company that makes them for this at the moment, and it is really, really handy to have. I always use ND filters with pretty much everything that I've got. Now, I do trust Freewell with the products. They do have a lifetime warranty, so keep that warranty card, but they do have quality products. I always trust them when I actually chuck this in front of my cameras. Okay, now, we can't have all positives, right? I mean, there isn't a perfect camera out yet, except for the A7S III. That's another story. But let's get on to the cons with this one. Now, over sharpening is real on this. It's not crazy different, but now on the Hero 9, you're actually able to tone back on the digital sharpening with 3 different settings. You got high, medium, and low, whereas the Insta360 One R doesn't have this option. Now, if you zoom in really close and pixel peep, you can actually see that the image does look sharper, yeah, but it is more so digital sharpening rather than actually optical sharpness. Now, I guess it is a little bit controversial. A lot of people will think it's optically sharp, but I still think it is digitally sharp because it looks like it just has that digital sharpness to it. It's kind of hard to explain. You actually have to see this footage side by side with the Hero 9. You know, if you do have the Hero 9 in low and then sharpen it in post, it actually does look sharper even with that digital sharpening in post. But even then, it is pretty much just an easy firmware update where you can actually adjust the sharpness in this. I mean, they should really do it with every single camera. That would be so handy to have. Now, within this app, you'll be able to put time-lapse together as well, which to me is a little bit of a con. Depends on, you know, some other people. It can be a little bit annoying sometimes when you want to do a quick time-lapse, put it into the editing software and export it. You do have to bring it into the software or the app and then export it from there into your other programs. So you've kind of got like this extra step, which is kind of annoying for some people, but you know, I'm used to it. I do still a little bit of editing on the side while it exports anyway, so it's still pretty decent. Now the exposure level. I've dived through everywhere and you know, it sucks. I prefer to see if I'm fully exposed because I'm constantly doubting myself. You know, am I properly exposed on this? I don't know what my exposure level is. Because I shoot manual all the time, I don't know if this is fully exposed and I don't want to overexpose the highlights, crush my highlights, and I can't bring them back in post. So I really, really wish I could actually see the exposure level on here, on the front screen, just like I think the Osmo Action has it. I don't know, the GoPro doesn't have it either, which is really annoying. But I mean, even if there is an histogram, it's kind of a small screen, but just a quick little number and exposure level, I'd really like to know if I'm overexposed in some areas, or maybe some zebras, that would be good. Yeah, but I'm sure there is a firmware update that they can actually adjust that. Now, I did say stability is a pro, but it is also a con for some. Now, well, just like before, you know, mainly it's all done in software. So you do actually have to bring it into the software, stabilize it, and then export it in post. One of the footage, I think it was like maybe 4 minutes long. It took actually quite a while. It took about 15 minutes to export it. It did take a while. It was a large file. You know, that's fair, but I didn't want to have to wait that long to bring it in. You know, unlike the Osmo Action and the Hero 9, where the stability is done all in camera with electronic stabilization rather than the external software. So, you know, it all depends on how your workflow is. Personally, I don't mind, especially if they are shorter clips. It is actually quite quick. But if it is a long clip, then you're gonna have to wait for a significant time. It depends on how big the file size is. Now this is nitpicking, and it's not too much of an issue, but the form factor. It's a little bit awkward. This front lens it's so big. It's only with the 1-inch version, don't get me wrong. The other version, the lens isn't so big. It's like a square sort of filter. This is a round filter. It doesn't fit in my pocket. I tried to take it to Bunnings yesterday to build this table, and yeah, it literally looked like I was stealing something in my pocket. You know, it just didn't seem right, and it was a bit bulky. It is what it is. It's only nitpicking though. It is still a pretty decent sized action camera, and it is still pocketable. It's just a little bit sticky outy, especially if you do have, you know, short pockets or tight pants or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's just nitpicking. Now, lastly, I do have to pick on the case. Now, if you do want to actually put the case back on, you have to take the lens off. Ooh. There goes the lens. You do have to take the lens off and then put the case on, then you can screw the lens on. So it's an extra step. It's a little bit annoying. It's nitpicking. Just doesn't annoy some people, but hey, you know, like I said, no camera's perfect, but it would be good if there was a bit of a quicker design to sort of, you know, remove that. I know there are probably some external companies like Ulanzi or PGY Tech or something, or Small Rig, that will do a metal cage that will actually make this a lot easier. Now, other than those 6 cons, and I mean, you know, some of those aren't really major cons, it's just more nitpicking stuff that I feel like it could have been a little bit better. They are really just small things, and they are easily to work around. Now, I would say the image quality is pretty much the best in action cameras so far. So it's better than the Hero 9, it's better than the Osmo Action, but I am actually excited to see what Insta360 will actually bring out after this, if there's a version 2 or if there's a different lens or whatnot. So yeah, this one is a bit of a thumbs up. It is coming up to Christmas time, so if you did want to pick one of these up, I know there's some big sales going on, so make sure you jump onto that right now. I guess I'll have a link in the description below if you do want to check this out. I'm not sponsored by Insta360. My God, don't break it. But yeah, anyway guys, thumbs up if you liked this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you already haven't. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's get it.